GSL versus the world.
Welcome back to the GSL versus the World Finals. Tasis and Artosis here this time. So far, it's looking like we expected, but there's still room for a comeback. The Lasers still got to hold out hope.
Yeah. I mean, those first two games were pretty quick, to be honest.
Yeah.
Cyril really did bash through, but you know what? Sometimes it turns around. Sometimes you have a couple bad games to open up a finals, and then suddenly the other player turns it on.
That's right. Well, look, I mean, a Laser not looking particularly confident here, but he's already got a little bit of a read on Cyril's ZVZ.
Sure.
He's going to have to come in here with something very strong. Now, a Laser is cool as a cucumber in moments like this, and I think he's interested in getting a quick and speedy victory here. We're going to go to the map, Kings Cove. What can we expect here, Artosis?
Well, it's definitely a map where it can be a bigger macro game. It's going to be harder to actually break each other. So I'm hoping for a long game, to be honest. Like, I mean, the first two were so fast. If we just keep doing it like that, we're going to be out of here before the sun goes down.
It's true, man. So, our game is now loading up. A Laser from Poland, Cyril from Finland. Cyril, the former GSL vs. the World Champion, here to defend his title. The finals continues on. Let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In the upper left, from Poland, our Zerg player, he is
Ego Esports, E-Laser.
And in the bottom right, in the red, the defending champion from Finland, he is
ENG Esports, Cyril.
Let's see what this monster has up his sleeves this time.
So good to have all you guys down here at the finals.
Yeah.
We get people coming in from all over the world.
It's been such a great crowd, really. Everyone's so friendly. It's having a great time here together.
So, as we saw earlier, Cyril, very quick games, taking a commanding lead here. You know, the problem with going against Cyril and ZVZ is I don't think there's any real holes in Cyril's play style.
Yeah.
You know, he's really sort of maxed out all of his stats in every matchup. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's very, very hard to pull one over on him, and you know, he's so good mechanically. I think that's the problem. Like, to out macro him, it's like a rhetorical question, or you know, one of those riddles that has no answer.
This is a good question.
Is Cyril human?
By the way, Gary's in the audience.
Of course,
Cyril
GSL vs.
support.
World Finals.
I got to say, this is just it's so tough here for Elaser to come back and stabilize. You know, in a situation like this, it was so unexpected that he got this far. I wonder what's going on in his head right now.
Well, I think he's probably calm still. Yeah, you're down 2-0, but this is a best of 7. You know, you still have shots, even though everyone is kind of looking at this and saying, well, this is going to be one-sided. It's Cyril, he's unbeatable. A Laser is good enough that he can force something out of this, I think.
Here comes a Laser now, taking his third base. It's going to be mirrored on the other side of the map here with Cyril as well.
Yeah, very mirrored builds right now. Still waiting for the moment where one of them turns on the aggression. You know, at some point, one of them is going to make a bunch of Zerglings or something like that, and that's where we get the action going.
Nothing requires you to make Zerglings right away unless you're about to be attacked by your opponent. So I mean, you basically have two forks in the road here. You can keep making drones and try to monitor them until you get to that correct drone amount, and then play a pretty extreme macro game. or you can halt making drones and go lings, and that's exactly what we're seeing here now with Serral. Serral has stopped that. He's getting 16 lings, getting ling speed, and he is about to barrel towards a laser. Now, laser needs to have the right amount of defenses. Baneling's Nest is going to finish. That is a defensive Baneling's Nest. Let's see if he can hold on.
Yeah, he's starting to make some of his own lings and Banes right now. Serral is going across the map, and Overlord sees these lings incoming, though. And a laser even sneaks in one of his own lings to kind of check out what's going on. This just confirms what he already knows.
Okay, now if Serral overextends and doesn't do any damage, it's going to be problematic. The problem, though, is that Serral is so strong in moments like this. He's going to come in here. It's key that the Banelings connect with the opposing player's lings. There's also the option to have 2 Banelings connect on top of a lot of their Banelings to take them out and make them inefficient. And so we see the back and forth, the ebb and the flow. Serral beginning to come in here as the Banelings are zoning back Laser's defensive links.
Really good micro so far by Laser, I have to say. He's doing a great job. And it looks like, okay, all the Banelings are gone right now for Serral, so a Laser holds on nicely.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we needed to see here from a Laser. Just watching the production tab, we see both players are going back to droning up, but right now, a laser, I don't know how this happened, but a laser actually a little bit behind the drones here. Just by holding that attack off, I was halfway through the sense, and I looked down and went, oh, okay.
That's a bit
weird.
Peculiar, isn't it?
But yeah, generally, in theory, the guy that does the aggression, if he gets no kills on workers or doesn't kill a hatchery, then you know the defender usually has the advantage. So now a laser is now going to throw down his Roach Warren and continue to tech up over on Serral's side of the map, getting +1 missile attacks.
Yeah, definitely getting ready for that next stage here as far as tech goes. You know, the Ling Bane battles, you might see little pokes like that, but it's not likely to see much more on King's Cove after that initial wave.
And so this map tends to incentivize players to macro up. Actually, does that? Okay, this is actually a really good scout.
Yeah.
Sees the layer, just finishes.
He actually did not see it finish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Saw it morphing.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's not entirely sure. It could be lined up with his, but instead it finished just a second after. So that's actually probably best case scenario for a laser, considering that it did get scouted, I guess.
Now, we have the missile upgrades coming here from a laser, but it's going to be later than Serral's. So there's going to be a small window of time where if it becomes Roach versus Roach, Serral will have an advantage.
Well, right now he's getting his lair and Roach Horn. He's actually getting Overlord speed, so that's going to help him to scout quite a bit coming up. It's going to be hard for a laser to pull the wool over his eyes, but I don't feel like he's trying to. You know, he's just making roaches right now, and we're going to see him move out and try to hit an attack when he hits the amount he wants.
Yeah. We also have, with the 4th base being taken here, this may tempt a laser into some real aggression. Right now there's a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of map control here. But we see eight roaches being made, and a Nidus network starts.
Yeah, Laser is the one that's going to be aggressive in this game. A Spire going up for Serral, but that is not something that we're likely to see used this game. All right, let's see. He's poking a little bit with the lings. He sees some roaches moving out as well.
Now look at this. A laser is trying to demonstrate that he might push out into the front. We don't know where this Nidus is going to be. Let's see if we can actually get a read on this. It's actually going to be a reinforcing Nidus. I thought it was actually going to be hidden somewhere to pop out in the main.
Okay, makes sense. I mean, he has a gigantic army right now. A ton of roaches moving across the map. He's about to have his +1. He's about to have roach speed. That's more than we can say for Serral.
Okay, and the Nidus network starts right underneath that Overlord of Serral as he's going to try to push in here now. The Lings need to avoid getting into contact with those Banelings. Good targeting there with the lasers, roaches.
Yeah, very good attack board. Some Banelings moving up. They're going to connect the roaches as best they can. Not the most efficient move, but they do hit. Now, a laser has that Nidus going up. He has a lot of roaches coming in to reinforce as well. And look at this, a laser pushing through. He's up 20 army supply.
The laser seems to be doing it, crushing through these roaches from Serral. And remember, with the presence of that Nidus network and a second one being made, the laser can continue to reinforce this attack.
Oh, absolutely. Tons of damage being done. And GG is called. A laser puts his name on the board.
It's happening. A laser takes one game up of Serral. Can he keep the momentum going?
Yes. Yes, he can. A laser just put out a very nice game. You know, that was a sharp attack right there. He was down drones for a bit. He just stopped making them, went into the units, nailed the Nidus, and just got out there. Serral was playing a kind of more greedy macro game after that early Ling aggression. So overall, you look at that game, a laser played just amazingly.
Yeah, I mean, a Laser upset after upset after upset, and here he is against Cyril, regarded as the best player in the world. Can he keep doing it, though? I mean, best of 7, man, that's a lot of games to win. You know, he has to win 3 more. It's hard to imagine, but we've seen miracles already happen here in GSL versus the world.
Absolutely. Acropolis going to be our next map. A very interesting map for ZVZ. Very large. Likely to see a longer game.
And that game has now loaded up. Game 4, Elaser versus Cyril, starts now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In the bottom right, in the blue, our Polish player, he is.
Ego Esports, Elaser.
Nice win from him in that last game, giving him hope.
And in the upper left, in the red, the defending champion from Finland.
ENG Esports, Cyril.
Many Cyril fans here in the audience. It's amazing to watch such a phenom at work.
It's funny because, last year, and the same is true here in our studio now, the number of Finnish expatriates who are in Korea, they come down. It makes you really realize, I guess there are a decent number of people from Finland in Korea. And, of course, why would you not come down here if Cyril's playing?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I imagine we probably have some players or some people from Poland here in the audience as well. I mean, it was really exciting news to see that Elaser actually manages to get in the finals. And here he is. He's taken 1 game off of the god himself, Cyril.
Yeah. It's, I want to say they have a rivalry. We don't really see that, though, right? It's a little bit one-sided. This is a mountain, really, for Elaser to climb. Like you said, there needs to be a change. Someone needs to be able to take out a Cyril. And so far, really, Rayner's been the only one to be able to stand up to him.
Yeah. Again, these European Zergs, so strong. That region really has mapped out so perfectly how this race can be played, how it can be exploited.
Well, they're definitely ahead of the Korean Zergs.
Yeah. It was funny because
really
there was debate for a while, and you and me would actually joke about it because we think, why would the Europeans actually think that they might be better than the Koreans at Zerg? But that's just so silly.
They thought that way before they actually were.
Yeah. We're talking like 4 or 5 years ago. But I will tell you what, we're in a Korean tournament here in Seoul, and it is a Poland versus Finland match with 2 Zergs. So I guess times have changed.
Well, this is kind of the all-star match. It's a little bit of a precursor to BlizzCon because the player pool will probably be a little bit similar. And sure, last year Cyril won GSL vs. the World and then won BlizzCon. Now, will that happen again this year? I don't think that, he's definitely the best player at the moment, but you can't be counting out those